morning students. Today we are going to see the third topic, RDBMS. So RDBMS is nothing but the Relational Database Management System. So it organizes the database logically based on the relational database model. So that is the concept of RDBMS. So it aligns, it comprises, it organizes the logical structure of the database. Logical structure of the database means all the data it aligns, it comprises based on the relation among the each and every data. Each and every data, it comprises the entire database based on their relations, for better view, So the DBMS, the management system, the database management system, which manages the relational database. The database which are based on the relational or managed by the DBMS is called as RDBMS. So these are the major database which we have. So these database works on the basis of RDBMS. So these are the database MySQL, SQL, Oracle and MS Access are the database which works on the basis of RDBMS. So on these, most popular RDBMS is MySQL. So it is full and full open source SQL. The term open source we have studied in the class 11. So it is nothing but full and full free of cost. The source code will be available in the net at free of cost. So it is open source SQL database, works on all the platforms. It is works on all the platforms, Windows, Linux and Mac also. And other relational databases are Oracle and MS Access. MS Access is nothing but developed by Microsoft company. So what are all the features of RDBMS? So first one is high availability. High availability of data in the sense the data are easily available or accessible to the user since it is related to each other. So since the database are formed logically, the structure are related to each other, each data. So the data are high available. The next one is high performance. Since the data are accessible very easily, obviously the performance also get increased. So when the accessing time and accessing retrieval time gets increased, obviously the performance also increased. It means that performance is more. Next one is robust transaction and support. All the transactions made in the RDBMS and the support which are given is very clear and strong. It's very clear and strong means in the sense of security. So it is highly secure. The transaction cannot be split into or threat or theft by any other users without any threat. So next is ease of management. So managing the database is very easy when compared to the others. RDBMS, the managing the database is very easy. The only reason is it all related to each other. So it is designed based on the relation based database model. And last one is less cost. Since it is open source and obviously it is free of cost, and the cost which we involved other than the software cost will be very less when compared to the others. So these are the features of RDBMS. In your book, they have given these concepts, these parts under the heading called RDBMS jargons. So the term jargon is nothing but to define it is a term to define the technical terms available in some heading, some topic. So for example, these are the technical terms which are available in the RDBMS. So that to define, they use the word called jargons, RDBMS jargons. So let us see, the first one is database. We have already seen the term database in the introduction part and in the database model. Database is nothing but it is a place where we can store, retrieve or manage the data. That is called database. So next is a table. Table is nothing but the data are stored in the form of rows and columns. In the form of rows and columns. So that is the table. So next one is the column. This is the column. The vertical is the column. So they call it as column as attributes which define a name for the each record. Which define a name for each record. Say for example, student ID, student name. So it means this column, this attribute will have all the student IDs. So the attributes are nothing but the column name which identifies each data in the table. We can say like that. So next one is the row. Row is nothing but this horizontal one. Row is called as record or tuple. Record in the sense each value is called as record. So that is will come under the row. And the last one is keys. So it is a major and important concept used in the all the DBMS concept. It is a major topic which it is used in the all the DBMS concept. It plays a major role in the DBMS concept. There are 4 types of keys. So I have the attributes, student ID, name and marks. Here I have 4 IDs. So what is the key? Why it is used in database? To identify a record. To identify a record, a row, the concept key is introduced. To identify a record in the database, particular record, to identify a unique particular record, the concept key was introduced. So there are primary key, foreign key. I rearranged the order which was given in the book. So they have given composite key as the last and I just place it up before. Last one I keep it as super key. So primary key is nothing but it is a unique value from which we can able to retrieve a record. Say for example, here in this table you have these values. Let us start with the student name. So I want to get the third row, that is third record. Is it possible for me to access the third record with the help of this value? If I say fetch me the record which has the value A, so it will give 2 results because here also we have A. So that is not the unique value. Let us take the mark. Say for example, here I have 50. If we want to fetch a record which have the mark 40, so this also will retrieve me 2 records. It won't give me a single particular record. Whereas when we take the student ID, all are different. That means the attributes, the column which have a unique value for each record can be set as a primary key. Say for example, another column we have mail ID. Obviously, this can be a primary key because each and every email ID will be unique, will be different for every person. So we can also use the mail ID as the primary key. So that is the concept of the primary key. To retrieve a particular record, we assign an attribute. We assign an attribute as a primary key to retrieve a particular record. So that is the primary key concept. So what is the function key? So here I have used this as primary key and this too as a primary key. So I have another table. Say for example, class and student ID and month. So a primary key of one table, is used in another table for relating the data. This is called the foreign key. The primary key of one table is used in another table for relating the data. That is called the foreign key. So this is about the primary key and the foreign key. So what is the composite key? So these we have two primary keys. The combination of two attributes which we assign as a primary key is called as composite key. So more than two or more primary keys will join to form a composite key or a compound key. We can say called as either composite or compound. So the next one is the super key. Here we have a table. Super key is nothing but a single attribute or more than one attribute which helps to identify the unique record or a particular record. So when discussing this key concept, various types of key concept, all will have the same meaning. So similar meaning but little bit different. Say for example, with the help of ID, I can easily find a individual record, a particular unique record. Say for example, I want the record of ID which is 2. So it will directly fetch me the 2 and no other values are repeated. So directly it will give me the record. So it is a super key. Say for example, ID and name. So the value is 2. The value is 2. Here let us assume we have B. And the name is B. That also will automatically fetch this record. So this is also a super key. Next we can have the last combination is the value is 4, ID is 4 and the name is B and the mark is 60. Automatically it will fetch this record because we have used all the attributes in the combination. So this too a super key. So a super key is also called as the candidate key. A super key is also called as the candidate key. In reverse, the minimal super key, the minimal number of attributes which the super key is used, is called as the candidate key. So minimal super key. Say for example, here we have used 3 attributes. So this will not be the candidate key. We have used here 2 attributes. So this also is not a candidate key. So here we have use the minimal number of attributes, that is minimal super key to identify a particular row. So obviously this can be called as either super key or candidate key. So this is the concept. So at the end we have to note a common difference in this. So primary key will not have null values. Foreign key can have null values. Super key and obviously the candidate key cannot have null values. That means it should not be empty. So this is all about the RDBMS and RDBMS jargons. So the next video we will see with the entity relationship model. So what is the entity relationship? What is the entity? Already we have seen what is the relation. So in addition to that, we will see with what is the entity and what is the model which we are going to discuss. Thank you.